Hi, this is Emma, and I'm excited to be hosting this year's big industry event. We'll be looking at how digital is transforming the industry and welcoming hundreds of guests from around the world. Our expert industry speakers will be discussing the best ways top companies are doubling revenues and offering up to £500 in software and consulting credits.
Welcome. My name is Sergio, Head of Customer Growth at Broadplace Advertising, a Google Premier Partner. Today, we'll be discussing digital marketing trends for the law sector in 2016 and how to increase traction to your website. With the law sector becoming more competitive by the day, it's not surprising that law firms are recognizing the vital role which a well-constructed digital strategy plays in helping to achieve their business development objectives. Technology is allowing traditional businesses stakeholders to turn one-off ideas into long-term marketing strategies, which drives growth over the long term. A strategic approach to digital marketing has helped law firms to stand out in an increasingly crowded market, improve the brand and market positioning, and crucially, play less emphasis on the need to compete on price alone. With so many different niches within the sector, the power of identity and association is increasingly powerful. By focusing marketing efforts on developing client-centric content, law firms can become thought leaders by providing interesting, valuable, engaging content and knowledge to clients and prospects. All sounds great, doesn't it? But how does your law firm decide which digital marketing areas to focus on? Which tactics will bring the best return on your digital marketing investment? With so many different digital marketing options available and new ones continuing to emerge every day, the digital marketing landscape can appear to be pretty confusing. However, tools tailored to the industry are available and drive value in demystifying what you should be doing. Law firms are increasingly hiring outside of the profession to find talented marketeers to drive the business forward. Specialist agency and providers balance the need of industry understanding with innovative skills and best practices. Traffic and digital marketing. The key objective underpinning this trend is the quest for more traffic to turn into leads. So I will help you unpick the best ways of doing this effectively through digital. The importance of content. Today's clients are more sophisticated and highly informed. Smartphones have made information available at our fingertips at any time. Much of the information that influences how potential clients choose a lawyer is based on content found online via search engines, websites, and social media. The firms that have quality content online and an effective marketing strategy to distribute that content are building the firm brand and their personal brand and a strong book of business effectively and cost efficiently. They are also winning clients over their competition. A content marketing strategy that is client-centric helps not only attract clients but helps retain clients. Content for your strategy can include blogs, video, case studies, client testimonials, webinars, and more. Through content marketing, you provide value to your target clients by answering questions, providing insights, sharing how-to information, or creating some other type of content that your ideal clients finds valuable. Creating the content, hosting it on your firm's website, then pushing it out via your firm newsletter and other marketing platforms such as Google AdWords, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and other relevant channels for your desired type of clients is how people found you. How clients gather, find, validate, and select a law firm. According to research, 91% of potential clients are using the internet to find the right legal counsel who can help them with legal concern. This in silo is not a huge development. However, the method and frequency of online interaction is what has recently changed. For example, in the law sector, industry statistics show how social and display advertising is most often an assisting early interaction, often used to identify prospects and interest, whilst organic and paid search is used during validation and comparison, with email and direct leading to most direct conversion and the final interaction before purchase. The legal sector is behind finance and insurance in digital. Despite the plethora, marketing automation adoption has grown by 500% plus. The overall lack of familiarity in the sector means that advanced digital growth techniques have minimal. How to break a top 500 list. When surveyed, recurring reports have discovered social media for the law sector. So, you know a little bit about. Here, you can see some of Broadplace growth stories. As you can see, we can accommodate and cater for any sector. Thank you.
And here are some more examples of Broadplace growth stories.
Hi everyone, my name is Wim Wouters and I'm part of the Google Marketing Solutions team here at Google in the UK. And I've been invited by our friends at Broadplace to join this webinar to talk to you all around some of the trends that we're seeing within Google Search, specifically for the legal and law industry in the UK. And also to talk around the shift in consumer behavior and how people are looking differently today for legal information online than they were a few years ago. And to start this, I want to show you some insights we gathered from a survey, from a research we did a few years ago, where we asked legal service seekers how they actually look for information, what kind of resources they used, what kind of devices they used, etc. Now, I'm sure it's not a big surprise that in terms of online resources, that search engines are one of the top things on this list here. About 90% of the people we surveyed mentioned that they would actively use a search engine when looking for legal information online, for local legal services, etc. And in combination with this, people would look on social networking websites, review websites, map websites, etc. And so you might recall the slide that Sergio showed just a few moments ago, where we talked about the different touch points that they are present in a customer journey. And he mentioned that early interactions are typically happening around social media, that search is in a very important place in that customer journey, and in the end you work with direct traffic on your website to get more leads in. This basically shows this right here as well, right? From just the customer research that we did, people mentioned that they use a lot of different resources, and that as a business, that basically gives the insight that you should be present at these different platforms as well. So for your business, think about the search engines and think about what kind of position you have here. Are you somewhere on the first page? Are you somewhere on the second page? And if you're on the first page, are you top of the page, bottom of the page? And maybe there are specific search terms that your clients would be using for which you don't rank very well. Right? So think about how you can improve your ranking for those terms. Secondly, also, of course, think about your presence on social media. And what are you doing there at the moment? Are you actively posting information there, or do you have more of a passive approach, etc.? And this is obviously some of the things that Broadplace can help you with. Now, search engines are used really often, of course, throughout the research journey, but the way people are looking for information has really changed with years ago. Because if you think about this today, with the rise in smartphone usage, it is not a big surprise to see that also in the legal industry, clients are really looking online through those smaller screens on those smartphone devices. And in this research from a few years ago, already 1 out of 2 customers, clients mentioned that they would actively look on a smartphone device for information and also to contact business, that this device would be used quite often as well. And one of the biggest pain points that people see is that it's difficult to find information, to find the answers to what you're looking for on a mobile website. Because the issue is with so many websites today that they are not yet optimized for that smaller screen, and that it's usually still a desktop version of the website that you open on your smartphone. So you have to start zooming in and pinching on your screen to look for information. And 6 out of 10 people actually mentioned that if they can't find information, they would just go somewhere else to look for that answer. because online it is kind of easy to look for alternatives, to compare your options, and it's so important to give a good and strong first impression. Right? So if you take anything away from this, I think it's definitely that mobile is very important. Consumers are actively using it, and as a business, I would really recommend you to have a website that is mobile friendly. And it's not just something that consumers say that they're doing, right? It's also something that we really see in terms of usage of the internet. And this is a screenshot from a tool called Hitwise, where you can see industry average information. And here is a snapshot of the type of visits that we see on websites, specifically for the legal industry in the UK. Now what we see here is basically over a period of several weeks, what percentage of visits to websites are coming from desktop in the blue line, or mobile smartphone devices in the green line. Right? And you can really see that we're almost at a 50-50 division. Also on the right hand side of the screen, on the pie chart, you see that although desktop still has the majority of visits, 54% of visits to the websites in this industry are coming from desktops, we do see that mobile is already at almost 46%. So again, if your website is not mobile responsive, if your website is not mobile friendly, you might miss out on a big proportion of potential clients. And this is something that we expect to see growing as well, because every year we see more and more people using smartphone devices and looking on smartphone devices for information. Now, as we mentioned, mobile does play a key part in this online research by consumers. And we actually see that a lot of people will switch between devices. So it's not that someone would either use a desktop or a smartphone, but throughout the day, at different points in time, we will use a different device. Maybe in the morning, you would use a smartphone to look for information. During the day, you continue your research on a desktop device, etc. And this is something that we see with the majority of consumers in this specific industry. So it's important to be present across those different screens, have a strong desktop version of the website, but also a version that renders well on a smaller screen. And people don't just look for information online on a smartphone device, but they also take action via that device when they find relevant information. And about 70% mentioned that they would book an appointment via calling to the business. A lot of people mentioned that they would also go to a map website, something like Google Maps, to find more information about the business, to find out where the location is, what the address is, and maybe even to find out the phone number as well to make a phone call. So, as we mentioned, people are using smartphones more and more different times during the day, switching different devices, and they're also using it for concrete action. Now, what are some of the search trends that we're actually seeing in these industries? And to answer that question, we actually have to zoom in first into different sub-industries. Because obviously there are things like employment law, criminal law, family law, etc. Right? I just want to give you a quick snapshot here to explain what you actually see on the screen. And afterwards, when you get this presentation, you can also have a closer look for your own reference to find out a bit more. First thing that we see here, let's take the example of criminal law on the right hand side, is that the queries are growing with 16% compared to last year, which offers a great opportunity because that means there's 16% more searches specifically for criminal law online in the UK. Now, if you then look at where those searches are coming from, we see that the biggest growth is coming from mobile again. Linking to what we mentioned before, we see that mobile queries are growing with 38% year over year. Right, so a big opportunity there, and very important again to have that strong mobile presence with a good performing mobile website. Now, next insight that you see here is that a click in this sub-vertical in the UK is around $1.37 on average. So that's basically what you pay to get someone when someone clicks on your ad and visits your website to find out more information. In the graph, you also see the division between the different devices, and you will see that within criminal law, The big majority of clicks are coming from computer and smartphone devices, not so much from tablets here in the UK. So again, very important to have a good presence across the different devices. And to wrap up, just a quick last example with regards to family law and bankruptcy law. Again, where you can see the year-over-year increase, and you'll see that the main growth is again coming from smartphone devices. You also see the corresponding average cost per clicks in these different sub-industries, and also the division between the percentage coming from computer, smartphone, or tablets. And that kind of sums up my part here in this webinar. I hope it was useful and relevant to you all, and I'd say definitely reach out to our friends at Broadplace if you have some more questions, you want some more information, and I'm sure they will be able to help you out with their expertise. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Ian Lee Better, the Director at Ruler Analytics. I've been invited here by our partners at Broadplace. The importance of call tracking. For many businesses, phone call inquiries are still one of the most important measures of interest and drive the majority of sales. Call tracking gives you a detailed understanding of how your marketing campaigns make your phones ring and which don't. Link inbound phone calls and sales to specific marketing campaigns, adverts and keywords. Improve end-to-end campaign tracking through seamless integration into Google Analytics, CRM, marketing automation, bid management and contact center software. Ruler Analytics is a product that tracks each individual visitor to a website and records exactly how they got to the website and the actions they took whilst on the site. Actions such as calling a telephone number displayed and filling in an inquiry form are particularly important to track. Here is an example of the Ruler Analytics dashboard. From this screen you can drill down and discover where every inbound telephone inquiry and every website form inquiry from your firm was generated. There are many ways of looking at the data, but here is an example showing each inbound telephone call a business received as a result of someone visiting their website and the traffic source or keyword that brought that visitor to the website. Here are all of the form fill inquiries through a website alongside the marketing source or keyword that generated them. This way you can see each lead in context and see what generated good quality inbound leads versus bad. Standard analytics would just show goal conversion without the detail of the lead or exact journey or multiple journeys that created it. As you drill down, you'll be able to see the exact page-by-page journey that the website visitor took, all of their previous visits to the website in addition to more information about them, their device, location, operating system and browser, etc. This is where you will see your inbound phone calls and form fills from Google keyword search, but with the keyword search term re-provided. Ruler Analytics can capture all of your website data, leads, phone calls, traffic sources, and pass that data straight into your CRM, case management, or into Google Analytics and AdWords to make the measurement process more accurate, actionable, and useful. Thank you very much.
So that wraps it up. Thanks to everyone for joining us today and our specialists for all their insight. If you'd like to speak more about anything we've covered here today, then please connect with me on the details below. Thanks again for joining us, and happy marketing from everyone here.